Yeah, I started.
Thank you.
Ravi, can you share that document, the functional document which you prepared, right?
Yes, today I will commit on Git.
Yeah, sure. So that we will try this.
Yeah, from today, everyone need to start working. So far, like what we did, so it's only theoretical and we did some practical thing. But now you need to do practice on daily basis. Okay, so next we have used 200. So we will go for 400 bad request. So for this also we need to define body application JSON. Let me double check this. Is this on same indentation or not? Yes. So it should be on same to 200. So in 400. Why is checking extra space? I don't know. So I need to remove this also. Okay, and after this, we need to define type. Okay, if you go to this document, so here you can see for this also type is application JSON and this has this structure. Okay, so first type will be object. This is a JSON object. So type will be object. Okay, and then next properties. Then we need to define first type, which is message. So for this message, required true. And after that, required true, then type will be string. This is message, type will be string, and then example. Example will be take from there only. Field operation. Next to message, we have code. This should be example. Okay, for code also like this will be repeating thing. Okay, we can type here only. So required. Then type will be for this. If you remember, type will be integer. Okay, so here you can see 400 and this is integer. Okay, so here we have number. Integer also, number also. Let's take integer only since it will be real number. So example 400. Next, we will have event and event ID. Okay, so required true, type required true, type. What was type? Event string. String and example. Okay, this is the message ID. Or we can take from here also. This is the same message ID. Okay, so message code event ID, and then we have last one error. This error. So what will be type of error? Can anyone tell me? What will be type of error?
It's object.
Yes. So here required will be type will be object. So what should we put after this if type is object?
Property.
Properties.
Items.
Properties. So here we have again three properties. So first is type, title, and details. So let's go with type. Word. Then type string. Example. Bad request. Okay. So next we have title and details. Required true. Type string. Example. Invalid request. Details. Required true type string, and then the input contains invalid data. Okay, fine. So we are done with 400. Now other error code will be very similar to 400. So what I will do, I will copy paste this. Data type will be 100% same. Only thing will change, that is our examples and all. So next what we have 401 01, then message this. Okay, so only thing will change, message this. This will be 401. Success, I think we already removed. We don't need success. Message this. Error code will be 401. Only you can see example is changing. Event ID will be same. Error. Okay, we missed one thing here. Okay, let me delete this 401. We haven't defined example for this. Okay, so on the same level of this type, example, we need to define example. and that will be this example. So it's giving error. So we'll identify what is the error. Before that, I will double check we are on same level or not. Pele, can you go on mute? Okay, so this code should be integer. Okay, this code is integer only. What it's saying, message should be string, message is string only. Code should be integer, message should be string. Message and code. Okay, here comma is missing. Okay, sometime you can see this error message is something different, but actual region is different. So if you see here, one comma is missing, but it's saying something different. Code should be integer, message should be string, but actual region is here, one comma is missing. So you need to figure out, sometime it may give correct error, sometime it may not. Okay. Now this one is correct one. So now I will copy this one. And this one will be 401. Message field operation. This will be 401. Event ID. Error. This will be unauthorized. It's 401. Okay. Sorry. Field operation. Code 401. Event ID is okay. Error. Required to type object properties. And then inside this unauthorized. Next we have rights. And detail will be the request is not authorized. Or what we can do now for this error handling now. Let me remove these examples. Okay, we will maintain only one example. So we are maintaining only one example. Here we have only data type and we have example here. Same we'll do for this also. I will tell you reason why I am doing this. So since this is visual component, like this is we are defining multiple places. OK, we already defining this example. OK, if I will remove this example, then this structure will be same of this structure. OK, so we can reuse this structure multiple places. OK, and anyhow we are going to define example, so no need to define example on element level. If you define, then it's well and good, but it's not mandatory. OK, so 401. This request is not authorized. Authorized. So far we did 400, 401. Let me see here. So we have headers, query parameter, we don't have anything. And then send request. Okay, so we are getting for this success one. If we want to make error one, then all these are mandatory. Let me remove this one. And if I send this, so we are getting this bad request. OK, here you will not get this structure what you defined here. OK, so you will not get this structure. Here you will see something different. OK, this 401 is fine. Now let me define, but you will get this 400 since we are sending this bad request. That another field was mandatory, but we are not passing that one. Next we have
Is this client ID and secret ID it could be generated by the design center itself, or so we can manually generate those numbers, those IDs?
yeah, we will define it like there is some process to create this, but I will tell you later on. OK, once we will start working on policy, security and policy, then I will tell you.
Okay.
There is some steps to generate. And 404. OK. So we are done with 400. OK, let me explain one by one. So we are done with this header. In response, in request we have header only, so that's fine. In response we have 200 response. We have OK. Here you can see few extra lines. So what we can do in at last, whatever we have now, put everything in one line. Then you will not get. So at last, put everything in one line. Now if I will minimize this, still it's coming. Okay, same way we will do here. So 200 is done. 400 is done. Zero 04. Sorry, 401. This is for 404. What else are there? We have 500 also. Okay, so next we will do for 500. So what I will do, I will copy this 400 for one. $500, and this will change. Okay. So this one also done, 500 also done. Everyone clear with this? So first Ramal, like first resource is done with get method. Next we have for post method that we will do, but get one is done. Okay, if you want to verify, so you can verify from here. Click on this, try it, and then we have all these details, send request, and you will get this success response. If you want, you can test same thing from Postman also. What you need to do, select this option, click on this make public, copy this URL, open your Postman. Okay, so investment banking. So I given workspace name like this, and then inside this I will create. So here our resource will be we need to, so this is the URL of our YAML, and here you need to provide resource name. If I will call this now, then it will give you error. Okay, so it's saying 400 BAT requests since we haven't passed header. Okay, so we need to pass all these three header. Value will be this. Okay. So we got this success response here. So this is coming from our YAML. If anyone want, like you can also test this since I make it public. So if anyone will call this Postman curl, you will also able to get this response. Okay, but once I will close this, I will remove that public option, then you will not able to call. Okay, if I will make it, remove it from here, then no one will able to call this. I can only mock this. Okay, let me know if anyone has any doubt in this get part. So we are done with get part and we haven't followed any best practice. Okay, I will like I created in this way since I want to see you like what kind of advantage you will get after following best practice. But we will follow this soon once we will complete post part also. But let me know if anyone has any doubt. Or let me explain this again. So it will be clear for everyone. Let's start with very first. So this is YAML version. OK, then you need to give some title description and version of your this YAML file what we created, what all protocol it will support. If you want to define security, that also you can define, but we have only limited security what we can define here, like basic authentication and OAuth that we don't want to use for our API. We are going to use client ID, client secret. Then resource name you need to give and you can give description. All description are optional. Then method. What method we are going to use for this API? Get method will be get. And this is the description what get method will do. This API will retrieve set of question answer from Salesforce system. And then we need to define request. So here for this API we have only header request. That is metadata. Transaction ID, client secret. Then we have response. In response, we have multiple 200, 400, 401, 404, 500. We have 5 kind of response. 201 is success and all these are error response. First success response. Again, we need to define body for success response. Then we need to define data type. It will be application JSON and then type. OK, so if you remember type of this particular response. So here you can see this is of type object. OK, so first type will be object. Object should have must have some properties. So what is first property? This retrieve assessment response. OK, so this is the first element of this object and that is type of array. If you are defining any array, you need to define items. OK, and this item will we'll have property. So what all property we have? Question and answer. So question, answer. Again, answer is of type array, which has one property options. So again, answer type array, which has property option. And this is the example. Then 400, it also has multiple data type, like it has its own structure, which will be starting from object and will contain message, code, event, and error. Again, error has child element, properties, title, and details. This is the example. Same way 401 we have, 404 we have, and 500 we have. Okay, I hope it should be clear for everyone. If you have any doubt, you can quickly ask.